Welcome back. All right. So let's see the solution to the mathematics assignment. All right. So correct the following numbers to 3SF, which is three significant figures. And significant, we are dealing with what? Vital numbers, important numbers. Now, when zero begins with a number, we consider that zero to be what? Insignificant, which means it's not important. When zero ends with a number, then it is very, very important. I'm dealing with numbers. Let's exclude the decimal numbers here for now. Now, when zero is found between numbers, then the zero is very, very important, very, very significant. An example is if I have 0, 1, this 0 is considered as what? Insignificant. So 0, 1 is the same thing as what? 1. If I have 10, the 0 or the trailing digit, which is 0, is considered what? Significant. Very, very important. So we can't just discard this 0 and say that is the same thing as 1. No, it is wrong. If we have 1, 0, 1, the 0 in between these two numbers, this 0 is very, very, very significant. You can't just discard this 0 and say that is the same thing as 11. It's wrong. So when 0 begins with a number, it's insignificant. But when 0 is found between numbers, significant. At the latter part, or it ends with a number, it is also significant. So let's see these three examples here. Correct the following numbers to three significant figures. So you need to identify the position of that figure which is falling under the number 3. Okay, 3 significant. So let's identify the third significant figure. Then we check the next number. If the next number is from 5 upwards, we add 1 to what we are correcting to 3SF. If it is below 5, we don't add 1, but rather we leave it just like that. So now, let's see for this. Now, 3 is starting with this number. Very, very significant. So our first SF will be this guy. So first SF, second SF, then third SF. So our third SF is what? Is 2. Our third SF is 2. So which means that we need to check the next number. The next number is 9. And this 9 is from 5 upwards. So we can add 1 to what we are correcting to 3SF. So we add 1 to these 2. So 1 to 2 will be what? 3. So these 2 will change to 3. Then the rest of these 3 figures will change to 0, 0, 0. Then we have 0.35. So 35.3000 is the same thing as 35.3. Because they are decimals, you can discard this 3 zeros here, which is very, very simple. So 35.3000 can also be written as well. 35.3. Okay, let's see this. Now 0 begins with this number here. So all these zeros here are considered as what? Insignificant. So our first SF is this guy. Then second SF, then third SF. So we check our next number, which is 5. This is from 5 upwards. So we add 1 to the 4. So 4 will change to 5. Then this 5 will change to 0. Then we still repeat 3. 2. Then we have our 0.00. So with this 0.002350 can also be written as 0.00235. So you can write it like this. So either this or that. Your answer will be correct or will mark you correct. Okay, let's see the last example. 9. So first SF, second SF, then third SF. So we check the next number, which is 7. 7 is from 5 upwards. So we add 1 to the 5. So 5 changes to 6. Then these two figures we change to 0, 0. We repeat 2.9. Now, because these numbers here are decimal numbers, we can discard these two zeros. So this one is the same thing as 9.26. So 9.2600 can also be written as 9.26. If you have any question, drop it at the comment section. All right, so let's see the next question for this paper. All right, so let's see this. We want to correct the following numbers to 3 decimal places. 3 decimal places. Don't forget, 1 decimal place can also be called tenth. That's 1 decimal place. Can also be called tenth. 2 decimal place, we call it hundredth. That's hundredth. 3 decimal place, we can also call it thousand. So take note of that. 4 decimal place, we call it tens of thousand. 5 decimal place, hundreds of thousand. Take note. So 1 decimal place. So next time, if you don't see 1 decimal place, then you see tenth, then you have to know that they mean the same thing. Okay. So 3 decimal places, I can say correct that to the nearest thousandth. All right. Now, for decimal places is different from significant figures. For decimal places, it's not the same thing as the significant figures here. For decimal places, we are dealing with after the decimal point. After the decimal point, the numbers you see are the decimal numbers. So after the decimal point, the numbers you see are the decimal numbers. So the first number you see after the decimal point is our first decimal number. So we can see that this is the first decimal place, the second decimal place, then this is the third decimal place. We are correcting that to 3 decimal places. So 5 falls under what? 3dp. So the same thing, we check the next number, which is 9. From 5 upwards, we add 1. So this 5 will change to 6. So write 6, then this will change to 0, 0 to 0.0. So 0.02600. Or we can discard these two zeros and write it as, let's say 0.026. So we can write it as this. Very, very, very simple. Very, very simple. Let's see the second question. So to 3 decimal places. After the decimal point, the numbers you see here are the decimal numbers. So first dp, second dp, then third dp. So which is 9. We check the next number. That's 3. It is below 5. We don't add 1. We don't add 1. So which means that we leave this 9 like that. So we leave the 9. Then we change these two numbers to 0, 0. Then we have 29.99. You can discard these two zeros. So that I have 99.929. They are the same. So either you bring the two zeros or you don't bring it. We'll mark you correct. Let's see the third example. After the decimal point, all these numbers are what? Decimal numbers. Take note. After the decimal point, all the numbers are decimal numbers. So first, second, third. This is 3dp. So we check the next number, which is 9. From 5 upwards, we can add 1. Now when you add 1, here will be 10. So you write 0, carry 1 again, 10. 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 Now this time around, you can't carry any 1 again because we have no number here. We have to drop our decimal point. So 100.00 is the same thing as 100. So 100.000 is the same thing as 100. See you in our next question.